Welcome, my children of the night, to Terror Tales of LA, the podcast. Your home for all things horror and all things Los Angeles.
Hello, and welcome back to Terror Tales of LA, the podcast, where two people, one hot, dumb girl, and one smart, autistic guy, tell you about horror. Can you guess who's who, Quentin?
I have an inkling.
Okay, who do you think I'm talking about?
Well, I am most likely the hot one.
No.
The hot goyle.
Ben, our producer, is the hot, dumb one.
The hot dummy.
I'm the smart one and you're the autistic one. It was a trick question. No, but I think that does characterize us pretty well.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think who are the two final people in horror movies? It's always well, I guess it's a little mixed up, but it's usually the hot, smart girl.
She can be a little dumb, but she can't be.
She's street smart.
Yeah, she just can't be too horny.
Horny or corny?
Horny or both.
Yeah, and I'm never horny, so I'm one of the final girls. And yeah, usually there's like a leading man who is autistic adjacent, and he can like figure out what's happening. Mm-hmm. And then we are the perfect combination for final girls.
Yeah. Is it too late to change the name?
To what?
Terror Tales of LA : Final Girls. Just increasingly make our titles longer, like our podcast name longer.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we need. We need more people being more confused by what we do.
Terror Tales of LA, the podcast, is not confusing enough.
Yeah, we're final girls. I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like that. I'm the kind of final girl though. It's like if there was a shot of my chi-chis, it would be a stunt double, because I have respect.
It'd be like that one where it's like clearly, your head.
It's just neck to stomach.
Yeah.
Clearly someone else.
Yeah.
Which actually reminds me of the movie we're going to talk about, because we do know that Final Destination 6 Bloodlines is coming out this week.
Yeah, it's been about 14 years, I believe, since the last one. So
wait, what? 14 years?
I think the last one came out in 2011.
Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. No, you're lying.
Yeah, it's pre-Trump.
You're fucking lying.
You can pull it up?
No, I believe you. I just cannot believe how long it's been.
I know.
I was in high school.
The passage of time sucks.
I mean, I was in elementary school.
Yeah. You don't remember 9/11 at all.
Couldn't tell you who she is.
Yeah. No idea.
That's crazy, because the first one came out in what, like 2000?
2000 exactly. Like it was that truly was like pre 9/11.
That was pre 9/11, because it wouldn't really.
I don't think they would have like
been made if it was post.
Released it the year. Oh yeah, it starts with a plane exploding.
Yeah.
But like I think that was like a thing. Like you see,
and it takes place in New York.
It does.
Oh my God! What if Final Destination was like the premonition for 9/11? Has anyone ever talked about this before?
We missed all the signs.
Oh my God, literally the whole movie is about recognizing signs on how you're gonna die, and it literally if I was born, I could have saved everyone. Been like, look at this movie. This is what's gonna happen to you
if you don't get off the plane right now.
I really loved Final Destination as a kid. Like, actually, I mean, obviously we've talked about this before. Like I've always loved horror movies growing up, like, or I kind of made myself love them.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing Final Destination 2 in the movies. Like, I hadn't seen the first one with my mom and my friend, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure we were like not even in junior high yet. So kind of crazy that my mom took me to that movie. Mm-hmm. But after that, I remember getting chills down my spine, like in a good way. Like I was like, this is amazing. You know, like I've had my art bro moment. In that,
like, it opened your eyes to the possibilities of like horror filmmaking.
Yes, because I always liked horror movies, but I feel like Final Destination, like I was like truly obsessed.
That appealed to your autism.
I guess so, yeah.
All those kind of like elaborate set pieces, like seeing how it all comes together and all pays off is very satisfying.
Well, it's funny because we rewatched Final Destination 1 for this podcast episode because the new one's coming out, so we kind of wanted to like watch them all. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of them.
So we just did kind of like a
Because you've seen all the movies, right? Just not
Yes.
recently. Yeah,
Not
same.
recently. So we
Yeah.
essentially did like a best. Then we did like a best of.
Yes. So we watched the first one. The second one was my favorite as a kid. I remember.
And that was one of the only ones that has like the continuity of having, because they don't really carry over with survivors a lot. They mentioned the plane a couple times, like as like an
Yeah.
event that happened in that world. But I think, what's her name in the first movie? She's
Look it up.
She's been in a million things.
Love her. She was in Legally Blonde.
Her name is Ali Arter, I think.
But anyways, just to piggyback, if
Oh, Ali Lauder, Clear. Clear Rivers is her name.
right, I thought it was
She-
Claire, but it's Claire.
Clear. No.
Okay,
it's
but
Clear.
her real actor name is
Ali Larder,
okay.
and she was in both.
Yes. Well, if you haven't seen Final Destination, which actually our producer hasn't, Benjamin, I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. Get off TikTok. Our Gen Z producer hasn't seen the movie.
Which
Any
makes
of
me-
them, right?
Yeah, given that it's like 2011, I think for a good chunk of like a younger audience, this could be their first movie of this franchise.
Whoa, that's crazy to think. Yeah, so if you don't know what the movie is, it's essentially, at least in the first one, and they kind of follow the same plot point in
Yeah.
every movie, but it's like someone who has a premonition of like a horrible accident happening,
Yes.
and he stops it, and so essentially, because he stops it, or whoever the leading person is, because it's also there's girls
Mm-hmm.
and the other ones, death comes back for vengeance. It was supposed to be like you were supposed to die that day, but since you cheated death,
Yeah.
death is coming to get you.
To balance the ledger, right the wrong.
Yes.
If you're supposed to die, you're supposed to die.
Which to me is kind of stupid, because then why are there's these like hints?
Death loves clues.
Yeah, death loves clues loves playing Clue.
And also for some reason, okay, where are their magic visions coming from?
Right.
Who's giving it to them? And then like it's almost like they're being punished for getting these visions they didn't ask for.
Right. It's so weird. So yeah, in the very first one, it takes place in 2000. Our leading man, I think his name was Alex.
Yeah.
He is going on a Paris, like a field trip.
The French club at their high school, like it's kind of a mix of like a senior trip and like this like French clubs, like like probably why a lot of people joined it kind of thing.
To go to Paris, yeah.
Also clearly rich high school.
Well, it's in New York.
It's like the fact that they're sending like 30 kids to Paris for a week. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
My high school was not offering that.
My high school was barely offering me an education.
They sent us to Six Flags, San Antonio.
Okay, for our senior trip, they did go to Disneyland, but I didn't go because I couldn't afford it.
Oh,
So then I got stoned and went to Adventureland, which is like an arcade place in my hometown.
any relation to the movie?
Huh?
The movie with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart?
No, the place was called Adventureland.
I know there's a movie called that too.
And I'm telling you, they are two separate things. What, you think Kristen Stewart and Jesse Eisenberg opened that up in my hometown of Visalia?
No, I was thinking maybe that's a real place that inspired the movie.
No, it's just an arcade place.
Oh well.
I think it might be called Adventureland, or no, I think it's called Adventure Time or something like that.
But it's a fun place for left behind high school kids to
get
play.
stoned and play arcade games. So that's probably why I can't remember what it's called, because I was just stoned the whole time. But anyways, they go on the plane. He has a vision, a gnarly vision of like the plane exploding. People are getting their shit rocked.
They're getting like sucked out the side of the door.
Yeah, that is one of the best deaths. Is like the side of the plane explodes, and so people are like getting like sucked
because
out.
the cabins decompress, so the air is all getting pulled out. Mm-hmm. I would say we were talking a little bit prior to recording that a big chunk of this franchise is like they set up these very elaborate deaths, but a lot of times it's just like people falling, people getting hit by cars,
Right.
Or people like something falls on them.
Well, honestly, it's good comedy. It was like
Yeah.
making me laugh rewatching it, because genuinely they kind of set it up like a joke where you kind of expect this death.
Yeah.
And then they do a 360 on you, and then it's like something stupid, like, oh, a car just hit them after
Yeah.
they just escaped this like contraption that's gonna blow their eyes out, and like, it's so funny.
Or like some of the I was gonna say some of the best deaths in the movie are the deaths that didn't happen. So like the
Yeah.
ones from the visions tend to be like really good deaths. Like I think there were some great ones on the bridge scene,
Which one was that
And
one?
I believe that's 5 is
Yeah.
the bridge, the 3D one. So like all those deaths didn't happen. Really awesome. Like, wrench into someone's head. No, someone getting splashed with like hot asphalt.
Yeah. Okay, we're jumping around too much.
Yeah.
Let's talk about each one because we did we did the best of,
Yes.
and we honestly thought like, oh, this would be a funny episode if we kind of like revisited all the deaths and see what deaths we like.
I will say it's a very cool franchise overall. Do you know any of the backstory behind it?
No, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
It was-
There's my smart autistic guy. Tell your dumb hot friend. Tell her.
This
Sorry.
this was like a concept developed by an X-Files writer.
Oh.
It was after you watch the first movie, you kind of see the set of that's why you have those 2 agents,
The detectives.
in the first movie that aren't like not featured in the rest of the franchise.
Okay, and again, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't understand why you're listening to this, but also / to give you more subtext. Now, because the guy had stopped them, being like, don't go on the plane. Like, he had the vision. He was like, don't go on the plane. And so some of them did get saved.
Yes.
Because he got into like a fist fight, which, by the way, they did a decent job of like getting backstory on the classmates with each other.
I never was really clear though why that one guy seemed to hate him so much.
It's a bully. It's a classic bully.
Oh, there was like some like homoerotic subtext.
Oh, you think he was horny for him?
He was like so aggressive with just this with Alex. He's like, ooh, I'm gonna get physical with him.
That is true because he like literally was like, a plane's gonna explode, and then he was like, shut the fuck up, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, that was just
and they got kicked out of
Yeah.
the plane. But he probably was just horny for him.
Yeah,
I mean, he was just in high school. I mean, he was clearly a 30-year-old, but like he was in high school.
Oh, I do miss that era.
Very confused about his sexuality, which is understandable, especially in 2000.
Not for nothing. Bring back 30-year-old high schoolers.
Oh my god, please, so I can
Yeah,
get,
I know. It's
so
like,
I get a part.
Yeah, 30-year-olds need bookings too, and
Yes,
we can
need
play
it
high
more
school.
than these damn high schoolers.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so a few of them get kicked off because they, are fighting. Some of them believed where Clear, believes him. And then in real time, it did give me chills again. In real time, they're like fighting outside of the plane, and then all of a sudden the plane like explodes in front of them, and they're like, "Oh, holy shit, Alex was right." But then obviously 2 detectives were like, wait, how did you know though?
Yeah.
So the whole point of the movie is like they're following him.
Yes.
Trying to figure out how he knew if he
What's the
did
connection?
something. Yeah, how did he do something to make the plane explode?
And you can see the DNA of like X-Files within that kind of
Yes.
plot concept, because
Yes.
you'd have like one detective who like probably believes them like in the supernatural concept of like death is doing this, and the one's gonna be like, no, there's something off about him. I'm sure he's involved somehow. He's a murderer of some kind.
Well, he did get very beautiful mind with it, where he started realizing, oh, there's these like. That's when he starts discovering there's clues on like when the next person's going to die.
Yeah.
Which is very funny. And at the time, I think this was my art bro moment as a kid, where I felt like, whoa, that is genius. That's so cool. But now I'm kind of like, why? It's so stupid. It's good, but a little stupid. I just remember as a kid, my mind really being blown by that.
Yeah, it's like stupid in a good way.
Yes. And, there's like a whole like almost like math to it too. It's like who in his premonition, who died, who in the order that they died is the order that death is going to come for them.
Yes.
So his friend Todd died first in the premonition, so he was the one who got strangled up with his mom's pantyhose.
Pantyhose into like the wire, I guess, that's attached inside the plumbing of their shower somehow.
Yes,
Which
and
is
that
a
did
tough way to go.
That is a tough way to go. It drove me nuts as a kid, though, because I was just like, bitch, just stand up. You won't choke. Because he, falls into the bathtub.
But
the wire wraps around his neck, and then he's choking. Yes, the shampoo bottle spilled.
There's magic death oil.
Yeah. This shampoo's so slippery that he can't, stand up in the bathtub.
It was that Diddy oil.
Quentin J. Writings.
The slippiest of all oils.
Oh, my God.
You don't think Diddy's an agent of death?
Well, we can talk about that later, but not right now. So
But he was slipping.
He was slipping.
Yeah.
Slipping.
So he couldn't. That's why he couldn't stand up.
So you couldn't stand up. I always thought that was dumb. And then we had the next death where the bully's girlfriend, who's clearly 32.
The first of many of these style deaths, hallmark of the franchise. You know what she does? Proudly walks into the street.
Talking shit.
Yep.
She's like, I'm tired of you guys fighting. You can suck my I don't even remember what she says.
Tits.
You can suck my tits. Boom. Gets hit by a bus.
Yeah, a lot of bad drivers in these movies.
Yes. Who gave these people their license?
I know. Oh, yeah, they're just...
Like, literally.
No one is paying attention. And this is pre-smartphone somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they looking at?
All these movies, someone gets hit by a bus.
Mm-hmm.
A big bus.
Bus.
And it's never just like a... It's never a hit where, it's like a hit and then they stop. It's like they keep hauling ass.
That's something like the driver doesn't even like...
doesn't even phase them that they hit someone.
Doesn't tap the brakes.
No, and then they get smushed.
Mm-hmm.
It's never just like a hit, they roll over the car. It's always like, oh, they are like roadkill.
We can't have like there be a possibility that they're okay.
I know. No, I get it.
We need them flat.
Right. And then in the movie, we see that Claire is actually starting to believe Alex with these signs because right before that, or was it her?
He sees
reflection. He saw the reflection of a bus, and he turned and there was no bus.
Yes.
So that was the clue that the next person who's going to die was going to be hit by a bus.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who's giving them these clues.
God.
I guess it's... Oh, is this a Christian movie?
Yeah, this is like low-key a Christian movie. Wow. God this whole time is like going, hey,
look up.
Yeah, look at these clues.
Look at these clues. I
God's
don't understand.
The Riddler.
The Riddler?
God saw.
Kind of.
A little bit. It does. They do feel like kind of like related to each other. I feel like they got popular around the same time. Both involve these really elaborate set pieces, and people eat them up. Like, we just like to see people die in inventive ways, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did.
I'm not above it.
Watching all these like Final Destination deaths, I was just like, all right, I can't wait to see the next one because it's going to top the other one.
You know what's crazy though about the this like franchise? Because like death is like the essential like monster of the movie. Mm-hmm. Of course, film executives make bad decisions. They wanted there to be like a literal like scythe-holdy, scary version of death orchestrating all this, like a visual cue. And I'm so glad they chose not to do that.
Oh, it would have been so corny.
It would have made
it's already kind of corny, but like in a good way.
It would have pushed it too far the other direction.
Yes, no, it would have like because I remember as a kid it did scare me.
Yeah,
and I did watch Final Destination really late recently for this, and at home by myself. Not that I was scared, but I did feel a little uneasy, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have watched this at
super
midnight.
Late.
Yeah. But if there was like an actual death, like a physical death, I would have been like stupid.
Like a Ghost of Christmas Future looking death.
Yeah.
I think I would have ruined it for me.
No, absolutely.
And you have Tony Todd, who we love from like Candyman.
Yes.
What
By
else?
the way, Freak. I forgot about that part.
Oh, when he pops up as the core. See, that's what you need for like death. It's like he's like
explain the rules of death.
He works for death.
Yeah, for some reason, after Todd dies, before the hot girlfriend of the bully dies, they sneak into the morgue to see their friend, and then there's this scary ass embalmer.
Yeah, he just like pops up.
Doesn't even say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Be careful. Death comes for all of us." And I'm just like, chill, brah.
Death is always watching.
Yes, I'm just like, you're not mad that we broke into this? Like, and then he's like still embalming him while he's talking to them. Doesn't even care about sanitation things.
What are you doing in my business, little white children? What?
What did you just lock into right now?
The ghost of Tony Todd. He died. It was sad.
And you think you're honoring him by doing that?
Mm-hmm. Think about it. He clearly he's got a bone to pick. He was Candyman.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, sure. He could have called the kids crackers. Sure.
He should have.
Okay, sure. He should have.
Breaking into
That's not the biggest issue in my opinion.
He's a small business owner dealing with these meddling kids.
These meddling white kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. That's when they start learning the rules and understanding, which, by the way, I guess good thing they broke into the morgue because they wouldn't have known any of these rules.
Nope.
Then Alex tells them, at this point, his theory, like, hey, we're all going to die. Like, in the order in which you died in my premonition, how you're supposed to die. then you're gonna die in that order.
There was a nice visual cue in that first movie as well, like, oh, the plane's fuel line exploded in this exact pattern.
Right.
And he's like,
that's where that person sat. And then I sat there.
Yep.
So the next death was
The next person in line.
of the death was essentially Alex tells him, hey, this is what's going on. And of course the bully's like, fuck you again, because I'm horny for you and I don't know how to process my feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to trap us in this car and drive really fast to scare us all. And then if someone happens to jerk someone else off during that, I can't stop you.
If someone wants to, defeat death this way, if someone were to suck me off real fast,
just to see if it's true.
Guys, we have to try everything.
But no, he's essentially saying like, fuck you, like, rebelling, being like, I'm going to choose my own death.
Yeah.
It's my own path.
The power of destiny, which sounds dumb, but like, you remember 18 years old? Yeah, I think we're all kind of thinking like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, that was like a thing he said. He's like, I'm never going to die. That's the thing he says early in the movie. I'm never going to die. And I was like, it's so funny. And so accurate.
So he like drives him to the train tracks essentially. And it's like,
and the train's coming.
Mm-hmm. We get another vision of the seatbelt.
The seatbelt breaking.
So Alex stays behind and fixes it.
Right.
In the car also is Clear and then Stifler from American Pie, Sean William Scott. I think this was like one of his first like other movies that was in that like franchise.
Right.
Because I had never seen him in anything else besides like those two things.
Mm-hmm. He was in Evolution.
Whatever. Oh, that actually,
like alien movie.
The dumb alien movie. Okay, so that's 3 things I've seen.
It's so funny. I think I had that movie. I remember having that movie on VHS and like watching it a lot.
I like him. He's a good actor. Like,
he's fun.
He's fun. He was really good in the final season of Gemstones.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, he's great.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm glad to hear he's still working.
He's still going. He looks good for his age. He's like probably like mid to late 40s now.
Wow, that's crazy because I thought he was he is a lot older than me.
Well,
I thought he was like old though.
He's got like one of those older. I think he has an older face too. Like again, he's supposed to be 18 in this movie. He looks like he should be teaching class.
Oh, for sure. But then also like flirting with the teenage girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so essentially the train's coming, and then the bully's like, I get to control when I want. And so everyone else leaves the car. He's sitting there. But then all of a sudden, the door locks.
He's like, oh, actually, on second thought, maybe I don't want to do this.
Yeah. And then his seatbelt won't come off. And the train's getting closer and closer. And Alex like is pulling him. It's like cutthroat. It's very close.
Yeah, he's like trying to get him out of the seat. And the bully's like keeps trying to take Alex's shirt off.
Yeah, it's so weird how that plays off.
He's trying to wrestle him.
Yeah. He's like kissing his neck.
Like, stop. He gets him on the car. The seatbelt finally like rips.
Yeah, because he had a vision that the seatbelt would rip.
Yeah, it's like a shitty. I guess the car was like older.
I don't know if I can understand. And then Stifler famously,
he's like freaking out. He's like, I'm gonna get away. I need to get away from you because again,
he doesn't understand the rules quite yet. Where he's like, oh, because. And that's when they start realizing, if you save someone, it goes to the next person. It skips.
And that's like always a funny, like I feel like it's like a horror movie moment. It's like, oh, well then who's next? And then there's a lot of like big sheets of metal in these movies.
So many sheets of metal everywhere. I don't know what towns where there's so many bad drivers, so many random sheets of metal ready to slice someone's head off.
Construction is always happening.
Always happening. But yeah, Stifler's yelling at the bully, being like, I'm staying away from you. You're next. And then the train, runs over a big sheet of metal. Slices his head right off as he's talking.
Yeah, very funny.
Very funny. And then the agents are coming after Alex still.
Because they're like, how does, at this point, they're like, something is weird.
Yes. And then especially, too, doesn't help that Alex keeps being, because he's trying to warn everyone who was in his vision that died, like, hey, you're going to be next for death. And every time he's there, they die. So it does look very suspicious. Because we also have the teacher.
Again, very funny. I thought she was the Milfy teacher who I liked.
Do not call her Milfy.
I'm sorry, the attractive older woman teacher. Who, bad teacher, like, ungrateful for having her life saved.
Yeah, she like hated him right afterwards.
And B, it's like immediately really mean to this child.
Yeah, he's like only 17 in this movie. But yeah, she says that he scares her.
Yes.
Which is valid, but it's surprising just a teacher to be like, just get the hell away from me.
Like, yeah, not to be like a mentor or like helpful at all.
Right.
She's like, no, I'm moving.
Yeah, so she's moving. She's leaving this town because maybe she heard about the bad traffic and all the scraps of metal laying around. I'd move too.
She's got the most sense in the movie.
Yes, but then she dies a brutal death.
She manages to...
Everything that could go wrong does go wrong.
It was like a real life Mr. Bean moment.
Oh, for sure.
Like if Mr. Bean was a real person, this is how he would die.
Oh my God, literally, it was, I mean, the movies would make me laugh because all the deaths are so like Rube Goldberg machines. Yeah. Like a ball falls and all of a sudden the ball rolls over, knocks a bottle of water over. The water sparks embers from the electricity. The house catches on fire. The house is on fire. The firemen come to save him, but then they get hit by the firemen. Yeah. Like it's never...
Her death is like, yeah, the house is on fire. And the funniest thing is like, no, she...
Well, hold on. Before we even get into that, she's like sipping some water.
Vodka.
Oh, vodka. That's right. She's sipping vodka and her glass cracks.
Has a crack in it.
Yes,
because cracks. I did that before. You know, if you ever put, I once wanted to, I couldn't make cold brew, so I had a thing of hot coffee, and so I was thinking, how do I cool this off real fast? Well, I took a bottle, like an empty bottle, put it in the freezer for a little bit to get really cold, and then took it out. And it's like, well, I'm gonna pour the coffee in there to cool it off real fast, and of course, it immediately cracks the entire bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, I've worked in service industry. That's happened before, but her vodka was in the freezer.
Yes,
it wasn't like she was pouring a hot cup.
She
wasn't pouring hot liquid in a cold cup.
She had in a mug that she had used.
Yeah, but the mug was not hot.
I thought she used hot water in the mug.
Oh, because she was gonna make tea originally.
Yes, but then she decided she needed a little. She was starting to get.
She was like, the tea ain't working.
She's getting the shakes.
Yeah,
she's coming down. She's an alcoholic.
Yes. Oh, that's actually right. Okay, so then, yeah, that kind of does make sense scientifically.
Yeah.
And then she leans over, or because she's like packing, because she's moving. The vodka is like dripping from her cup into her computer, and then her computer starts to spark embers. That old ass computer.
I do like that. I was like, if you, this is an era where like the internet and computers are still kind of like unknown for most people. So the idea of like you dripped some vodka on it makes it spark and explode.
Yeah, it explodes and like a shard of glass or metal.
From the computer, shoots into her neck.
Not
killing her.
Not killing her. But all the vodka that she was spilling, which by the way was such a funny shot to see the sparks light that on fire, and it was like a trail of vodka. And I was like, girl, you did not realize you spilled that's all your whole glass. Yeah, that's your whole cup on the floor.
It's some cartoon shit.
Yeah, it was very cartoony. The whole house catches on fire.
She stumbles in the kitchen. She grabs a towel to stop her neck, and
from bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah. But as she falls, the towel she's pulling on is resting on a butcher block full of knives.
And then she pulls it, and then the knife just
stabs her in the face. Still not dead.
Still not dead though.
But guess who shows up to save the day?
But guess what happens? Alex is there to warn her. Realizes what's happening. Runs inside, and then.
First instinct, pull the knife out.
No, he didn't. No, it's because before she wasn't dead yet. Like the knife was in her still, remember?
Yes.
And then the chair just conveniently falls on.
To finish the job.
And then she dies. Then he pulls it out being like, oh no, I'll save you. And then his bloody handprint is there, the footprint's there.
I know he's supposed to be like a teenager, but man, the kid's not that smart. Because like you're covering the whole crime scene in DNA. Mm-hmm. You know the agents are already after you.
Right.
Then you flee the house.
Right. You know, I do appreciate with these movies, even though they are the same plot where someone has a premonition, saves them, and then they all die eventually in weird, crazy ways. At least there's like kind of a different storyline for each one. Because the first one was really truly like these agents are after him. They're trying to figure out what's going on.
It's a long X-Files episode.
Yes. The second one was more just kind of like.
We had the connection with Clear.
Yes.
So
she filled.
The second one has the famous, for some reason, that movie, a cop has a vision, and that's the highway one that everyone thinks about.
No, the cop doesn't have it. The girl has it.
The cop has a vision.
No, he doesn't. It's the girl. It's the leading girl. The cop and her just bang later.
Oh.
So they are one.
He got vision by osmosis. by pussy juice.
You're not funny, and you never will be. See how angry you get me? I'm going to start coughing.
I know.
You're not funny. Ben, look at Ben over there. He's upset. He's upset by what you just said.
He's
Who are you trying to be funny for, huh?
He's cowering.
Yeah, because he's scared of you.
I was hunching down writing pussy juice on my
See what you make him do? Ben in his life would never have to write down pussy juice in his notebook, but you made him do that. And I hope you're happy with yourself that you tainted a young boy's mind.
I am.
Anyways.
So they bang later.
Yes, but still in the first one, you know, they're realizing like if you save someone, it skips to the next person.
Yeah.
So there's this moral dilemma of like, because, you know, Clear and Alex start liking each other. She's about to go next. And, you know, Alex is like, don't worry. Like if I essentially kill myself by saving you, it will skip you. And then he, you know, her death was or her almost death was crazy.
I feel like there's a lot of good. Some of the better set pieces are the almost deaths in these movies.
Right, when she's like running through the house because there's like a storm going, everything's exploding.
Yeah, everything's exploding again. You
All the
have
electronics are exploding.
Telephone wires fall, and they're kind of like almost like tentacles with like sparks at the end. So that's a good kind of monster-y
it falls into the
kind
pool,
of thing.
And essentially she's trying to escape in her car, but the electronic tentacle
Falls like right on it.
her car, and then something about if she started the car would explode.
I think a thing of turpentine or like some kind of like solvent, like high like alcohol content or something that falls in the garage and it's leaking again.
Oh, that's right.
And so that catches fire now.
Right. Ay, Chihuahua.
Death is tough.
Death is, dare I say, a little sassy.
Well, yeah, Death is a mean queen.
She is a mean bitch.
She is serving that.
She is serving cunt.
Yeah.
Now, I can say that.
Because
you cannot.
You are a woman. Because you are an ally.
You're more evil than Death in these Final
I'm an
Destination
ally.
movies. Shut up. So, and so eventually he grabs it, a heroic thing to like save her. We think he dies, and then all of a sudden we get the title credit that says 6 months later, and it's them getting off a plane, going to Perry, the survivors, Alex, the bully, and Clear.
Like I'm gonna look at it. Is it Cooper or Carson or something? It's bugging me.
Cooper. I forget his name. I'm just calling him the bully. That's what I've been calling him.
Just the bully.
Yeah, whatever. We don't fucking need to know his name.
Also,
Connor, I think.
There's too many white guys that look the same in these franchises.
Well, yeah, this was like
But in a very particular way. They have all the same kind of, like, they have dark brown hair, same haircut, dark eyes, and...
No, not necessarily. Alex had blue eyes. And I think the bully had blue eyes, too.
No, bully dark has that look. And every movie post that has a guy that looks like that.
I see. So they're in...
It blends in. I'm saying, like, it kind of blends together because of this.
Sure. And thank God Hollywood's changed forever.
Yes.
Thank God Hollywood finally learned the error of their ways.
So much better now.
So much better. Now they just put one black person in every commercial. Mm-hmm. Now we're good.
Oh, no. Or there's a happy mixed couple.
Or there's a happy mixed couple eating a bowl of Cheerios.
Yeah. And good for them.
If you couldn't tell by my tone, I'm being sarcastic. I don't want people to think like, is she okay?
Yeah. Did she like take a hard right turn in 2025?
Something about these Final Destination movies.
You got me thinking.
Made me miss a certain time in my life.
Yeah.
No, and then, Alex is still beautiful minding the whole situation, being like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, how did this happen? Like, how did we cheat? And everyone was just like, shut up. We made it to Paris. We got on a plane. Like, life is good. Like, let's just be happy. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, that's when, Clear sees, like, a bus in the reflection. There's no bus. Mm-hmm. There is a French guitarist on the streets of Paris singing the theme
John
song.
Denver.
John Denver, who died in a plane. That's, like, the hint. Of course, it's like, why is he singing that song on the streets of Paris in French? They're seeing all these signs, like the wine spills over and like there's a dot on like Alex's name.
Yeah.
And then...
The big Moulin Rouge signs.
Yes. All of a sudden swings down and then...
rocks the ever-loving shit out of the bully into the credits cut.
Well, no. Hold on. You're getting ahead. He saves Alex.
Oh, but then forgets the
And
backswing.
then the stupid corny line where he's like, I saved you. And then he was just like, he's like, well, just skip me. And then the bully's like, well, then who's next? And this giant sign is coming up behind him, and then cut to the end of the movie. And so then I think for the audience, that's when we find out, like, oh, it doesn't matter if you got saved and skipped. It's going to come back around.
Which I think is
That's fun.
It's healthy, too. Everyone has to accept their mortality.
Sure.
Because it's like you beat death for a little bit.
Yes, which blew my mind as a kid, where I'm just like, oh, they didn't cheat death again. And then that's kind of like where we go into the second one, where Clear comes back.
Yeah.
But she, like, I guess, like, checked herself into an insane asylum just because it's so safe there.
And because Alex, I don't know what happened with the actor,
They
but
didn't even say what happened.
they say like a brick fell on his head. Again, one of those
He was walking down the street like a cartoon character, and
Yeah.
a piano fell from a...
one of those unsafe construction sites they have just laying around this town. See, that's why New York has all that scaffolding.
Well, the other movies take place in different places. That's
They do.
what I was trying to say. So the second one wasn't in New York, right?
And the third one was in some town that's celebrating 300 years of being around.
Oh, okay.
It was a tricentennial.
Right, because it's like the 4th of July parade thing at the end. Okay, got it. So yeah, the second one. Okay, so let's go over it real quick, because I think kind of talking about the deaths are really funny. What was your favorite death in Final Destination 1?
Okay, and one, I'm gonna go with Stifler's death.
Yeah, that is good. It is good.
I like that Stifler.
It was
death.
creepy. His body stands there for a while, then it
Yeah.
finally falls. I would have to say the hot teacher who got her shit rocked like multiple different ways.
She got a bad.
It was like a long death. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, she was going through it,
She was going through it. Neck, fire,
and that's what happens,
Knife.
ladies, when you don't settle.
chair,
Because now she was alone.
teenager. Shh.
She had a man with her.
I can't keep defending you to my friends. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because since you're associated with me, they're going to start thinking things.
Most likely true.
No. Don't pee me the F off right now. I would say, the death of the teacher is probably my favorite from the movie. Let's go into Final Destination 2, which was my favorite growing up. Again, I think we were talking about this before, like, that movie had such cultural significance where people fear driving behind a big truck full of logs.
Yeah.
Every time I see a truck full of logs, I think of Final Destination 2, and I'm like, I'm not driving behind that.
And this is really funny marketing, but this past week in Los Angeles, they had a truck with logs driving around on the highway. And
To promote the movie.
And on the back of it said Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's so good.
I know, that's
So good.
that's good marketing.
So essentially the same plot as the first one, where a young girl is going on, they're also going on like a road trip. And then she has a vision that there's this huge pile up on the freeway. And the famous logs.
Through the car. Really fun death.
Yeah, like they fall out of the truck and everyone's like smashing into them. These logs have some power.
Yeah, those logs are ACAB because the first person they kill is a cop.
Yeah.
Went right through his cruiser.
Yes, and that's who her later boyfriend. Oh, actually, we're anti her. No.
Yeah, you know what?
I
I hope death does get you. Clear, you damn hippie.
No, it wasn't clear. Oh my God, how many times do I have to tell
They
you?
all
It's
look
the
the same.
brunette girl who has the premonition, and then she gets with the cop.
They all look the same to me.
Claire has blonde hair.
Well, maybe I have face blindness in this particular franchise.
Woman blindness.
Yeah. I can't tell women apart.
No, 'cause Claire doesn't
because they're all queens to me.
Shut the fuck up. So Claire doesn't even come in till she's the only one that comes back from the first movie, and she doesn't come in until like halfway through the movie because the pile up happens. Essentially, the freeway entrance, the girl who has the premonition like pulls the car over, stops traffic from going further. And then, she's like crying, saying like, oh, this is happening. I just saw it happen. Yeah. And then boom, big pile up, just like the movie.
Yeah.
And then the same math of just following each person who died in order from her premonition. And we have some great deaths in this one. I favor these deaths more than Final Destination 1.
Yes.
So we had the first one where the kid goes to the dentist. Mm-hmm. And by kid, I mean like 14 years old.
Yes, older.
And I still remember to this day, like the trailer as a kid, seeing it where his mouth is like pried open and the dentist like leaves the room and like this weird little like kitty, like what are those little things that babies look at?
Oh, I don't know. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like a little mobile.
Yeah, like yours over there.
Yeah, Ben has one in his studio.
your adult mobile.
Well, so the doctor, Ben, you don't know this, the doctor goes in the room while the kid has his mouth open,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the pieces on the mobile falls into his mouth and his nose is like clogged because for whatever reason, for whatever procedure he's getting, and he's about to choke, but the nurse comes back and takes it out of his mouth, and he's like, oh! And then, the girl sees like a premonition of something to do with pigeons, right?
Yes. This simple boy loves to scare the pigeons.
Yeah, so she's not seeing premonitions of how they'll die. It's kind of like clues, right? She's seeing clues.
It's supposed to be like visual cues. Like, they don't want to like spell it out for you because like half the fun of the audience is going like, ooh, what's going to happen?
Wasn't one of the movies like it was just he kept having premonitions?
I think maybe the movies got a little dumber as they went on.
Yes.
Because one guy was getting like really.
I think it was the fourth one.
Really bad CGI looking things, like objects. It's like they do feel like of a time period.
Yeah.
When like they were trying to do more with like, ooh, look what computers can do now.
Right. Yeah. So this one, she's still just seeing hints, and so she's like,
and they're
about
better.
Pigeons, he's gonna die. Yeah. And I think it's more fun that way. And so as she's coming to warn him, like, hey, him and the mom.
Yep.
She's like, the pigeons, and he's like, oh, yeah, there are pigeons here. I'm going to go play with them.
Yeah, I'm going to go scare them.
Yeah, so he runs into a flock of pigeons as a 14-year-old. And, of course, they're doing construction.
Yep.
Right above this dentist office. And they get distracted. The pigeons are in the construction worker's eyes. He accidentally hits a lever. And then this huge glass
panel
falls and smushes him.
It looks really good.
It's a fun visual.
Like it folds him in half.
Yeah, he folds
like backwards. Yeah. It completely like made him to like a sandwich. They panini'd him.
They did panini him. Poor little fella. That's the first death.
Yeah, and then the poor mom later on gets sniffed.
Oh yeah, and so another vision
this was my favorite of the movie too.
Yeah. The hint that someone's getting. There's like this guy, I forget. I don't think he ever became anything, but he looks a lot like Chris D'Elia. Some Chris D'Elia looking actor.
Old creepy man.
Yeah. Not old, but like young, but older.
Yeah. We got the kind of greasy looking guy.
Yeah, like a rocker looking dude, and he has like this like trophy and like hangers in a box, and it casts a shadow of a man with hooks.
Yeah.
And it was so funny for him to be like, man with hooks.
Man with hooks.
Am I doing that right, man with hooks? And then they call the girl, the woman who's next to die, and be like, a man with hooks is gonna kill you. And she's in the elevator.
Getting sniffed.
There's a guy with like these prosthetic hook hands.
amputee hands.
Yeah, and he's like sniffing her, which has nothing to do with the movie, just like showing that he's like a creep.
He's a weird creep.
Yeah.
He's like, the guy would have just a box full of hooks.
Yeah. And so she drops her phone, picks it up. The hooks get caught in her little braid.
Yeah.
And instead of just normally chilling and being like, oh, can you take this out? She like loses her damn mind and starts trying to run out of the elevator, but then gets her head stuck between the two doors of the elevator. And she gets her shit rocked.
Yeah, her shit popped right off.
Yes, because she gets stuck in the elevator won't open, the elevator starts going up, and she's just getting her head and neck squished in that, and then she gets completely decapitated.
I know. And I you know what? I'm glad the old creepy man saw that though.
He needed to learn.
He deserves to get traumatized for that.
He should. Can't be over here sniffing girls. You're gonna get them killed.
I know.
Fellas, if you take anything away from this movie, don't be sniffing girls.
Yeah,
or
stop.
you're gonna kill them.
I don't care what Andrew Tate's been telling you. Stop sniffing women. I know that's a big part of his message.
Probably, honestly. The next death. Oh, I really liked the greaser Chris D'Elia looking guy. Because, again, in the trailer, I think there was a hint that he dropped something in the garbage disposal. And so you think he's, like, reaching in there and his hand's going to get... But it was a fake out. And I'm like, I love that. I love a good fake out.
I do love the fake out. And I feel like I only ever see that happen in movies because, like, no one in real life is dumb enough to go fishing in the garbage disposal.
Yes.
I feel like I know no one who's ever...
What if
like,
you dropped a diamond in there? Would you fish it?
Yes, if I was carrying around a loose diamond
Well, that could
over
happen.
the sink and I dropped
You're
it.
looking in the kitchen lights is the best lighting.
It's the best light in my house, yeah.
Then you dropped your diamond in the garbage disposal.
Sure, then yeah.
You're going to tell me you're not going to go in there. Okay, exactly.
No, I get someone to do it for me. Presumably one of my servants.
Wait, how did he die again?
His death...
His death's good. Do you remember? It's the one where, for some reason, the wires from like two poles like go whipping in the air and it slices him like spaghetti and his guts fall out.
Oh, that one. Yes.
That was a good death.
I did really like that one.
And then the pretentious woman who gets in a car accident, but she doesn't die, but she's like trapped in there.
Yes.
Do you remember? And then the guy who's trying to save her, he's like trying to saw her out.
Yeah.
But then he accidentally hits
The airbag.
the airbag, and then something
There was like, again, just like a loose
metal again.
Loose metal in the car, and the airbag blows it into her head.
Brutal.
Really fun.
Brutal. And then at the end of it, surprisingly, you know, like they're trying to skip and save. Claire dies. How does Claire die again?
Let's just say something.
She dies.
She trips and falls, or things fall on her.
And then a truck hit her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets all three.
Yeah. And then, so what was your favorite death out of all of those? Honestly, Man with Hooks.
It's Man with Hooks all the way.
But the dentist scene, that's so good.
Is that why you've never been back to the dentist since
Shut the
since
fuck
you
up.
were a child?
Shut the fuck up.
You're lucky you have straight teeth.
What does straight teeth have to do about going to the dentist?
Braces.
You don't go to the dentist.
I love the dentist. We're tight.
Ew, dentist freak.
You know, I'm one of those freaks who likes to go to the dentist.
So that was. I honestly think that movie is my favorite one out of all of them. Mm-hmm. Really good deaths.
I do want to talk. I always thought it was really nice or like cool how I believe the most recent one, the last one. Mm-hmm. They don't really give you an idea what year it is till the end of the movie.
What is it again?
So you spend this whole movie with the couple.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that girl was in my UCB 101 class, Molly.
Again, they really like this formula, like dark-haired guy, blonde woman. Mm-hmm. They make it through the whole movie. They're on a plane. They look at the ticket. It's the year 2000. They're on the same flight, the Devil's Flight, I think is what they like dubbed it in the world. And then so like they spent all this movie dodging death, and they're actually the couple. In the first movie, you see like there's like this scene where you see this couple get sucked out of the side of the plane. One person's holding on to a woman who she gets like pulled out.
Wow.
That's him and her. She gets sucked out of the side of the plane, and he just gets burned to death when the thing explodes.
Oh, so it all ties back together. I see. Because honestly, I don't know if I've seen the fourth one.
Fifth one.
I know, but the fourth one. The race car one.
The fourth one was cool. I liked this woman in both the Vision and real life. She just got the worst of the deal. Was she dies by tire twice? And she stayed
by tire.
Yeah, no, she stayed at the stadium.
Not get hit by a car. Don't get it wrong.
The tire bounces out and just smashes her. And then they run out. But in the Vision, that was the Vision. They instead run outside. And she still gets smashed by the other tire flies over the stadium and then smashes her there instead.
What an embarrassing death that'd be.
Yeah.
I got killed by a tire. No, not by a car.
Yeah.
Just a loose tire.
It also feels like at that point the writers of the franchise are running out of ideas how to kill people with cars. It's like, I don't know, just fucking tire, I guess.
Next, it's going to be the bumper.
Yeah.
It's going to fling in the air.
Oh, I'd like to see someone get like impaled by like a tailpipe or something.
There was some impalements in the Final Destination 2 with like.
Oh, and the third one, a horse gets spooked and causes an explosion, and it like shoots a flag through this one woman.
Yes. Okay, so what was your favorite death in the third one? Because the third one was fun. It's the roller coaster one.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
Roller coaster.
Is that the one with that's the tanning bed one,
of
right?
love. Yes.
I mean, that's such a good. That's a 2 for 2 that kills 2 people.
Yeah, the tanning bed is good. You know what's so funny? Brian, a guest that we've had here before, said that he literally watching that movie. He watched that movie with his friends. Thought it was so funny that they died in a tanning bed, and his friends were just like, "What? You never been in a tanning bed?" And he's like, "No, let's go do it." They go to a tanning bed. He gets violently ill. He got like UV ray poisoning, and he went to the hospital and he had to explain to the doctor, the reason why I went to a tanning bed because I just saw Final Destination 3 and I got inspired to go to the tanning bed, but then I was in it for too long and I got sick.
Wait, also, how long was he in it for?
I don't fucking know.
Probably something like the upper
I just
limits
think
of it.
whatever it was, like his skin. Well, he has vitiligo, so whatever
He's, like,
he's
more
probably very
sensitive.
sensitive to it.
And that shit is concentrated UV light.
Yes, and he got like ill. Like he almost died.
That's so funny.
He got like blistered up.
He
He almost got Final Destination.
But to himself. Like, yeah. He's like, I don't need death to do
I don't
this
need
one.
death.
I got it from here, guys. Like he was very much like Scary Movie 2.
Which part?
He was David Cross's character in the wheelchair. He's gonna do it himself.
Yeah, well, I could just do it myself. Yeah, I would say in the third one, which, by the way, leading actress was...
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
And she was looking fine with her little side emo bangs in that movie.
They're coming back.
They look good. I remember being a kid. I remember seeing emo bangs and being like, this is the definition of beauty. Like, literally, you could be a fucking schmuck, but if you put some bangs on you like that, you're gorgeous.
That's all it takes.
That's all. Honestly, all it took.
That's why
it's a very kid mentality.
Yeah, that's why I'm working up to that.
Trying to get some emo bangs.
I'm gonna
working.
get some beautiful emo bangs. as a man in his mid 30s. Never better time.
Honestly, let's bring emo bangs back.
I'm telling you, they will come back naturally.
Yeah, for sure. It's been long enough where people have been really rocking the middle part.
I
in
think
retaliation of the bangs, because the bangs were so long.
Yeah.
It was such a long time where people they were so in.
the tyranny of bangs was overthrown by the middle part.
Mm-hmm. But it's gonna circle back just like death. You can't cheat bangs.
You can't cheat bangs; they'll always come for you.
Yeah, I would say in the third one there are some fun ones. Like there's the acupuncture one. There's like this truck that's like that's going down a hill that no one like it got.
The driver put it in drive.
In drive.
And got out.
Got out, and he like says the whole plot in the hill. He's like, "There's no one in that truck. It's driving itself, and it's coming towards you."
Yeah.
And they're like stuck in the car because they're in a drive-through.
At it's not actually McDonald's, but it's kind of McDonald's.
It looks like a off-brand M.
And they're like trying to like have them move forward at least, and some asshole in the car like flips them off. It's like, I need my McChicken.
That was probably you, honestly.
It's like,
how fucking nasty you get with your McDonald's.
And the funniest part, then they survive and get out of their car, but then it knocks the engine block of the car into the back of the guy's head.
But then we realized that guy was the one he was the guy that was also on the roller coaster.
He was also
because she had the premonition being like, "Don't get on this roller coaster."
Everyone loves roller coasters.
Yeah. Okay, best death in the third one. We said tanning bed. Best death in the fourth one, tire. Death by tire.
Death by tire.
Best death in the fifth one. That's going to be a little harder for me because the eye one.
I like the eye one.
Where she goes to the optometrist, and because you think she's going to get her eye or head exploded.
It's going to
she's
shoot through it.
Yeah, because she's getting, what's it called?
LASIK.
And you think, her head's sharp. And of course, these damn doctors in these movies always have to go to the other room.
All of them have diarrhea.
All the Final Destination movie doctors have diarrhea.
Death gives you diarrhea.
And so they always leave the room, and then something crazy happens to them. And so, you think she's going to get her shit blasted because, there's a laser in her eye.
Starts writing its name in cursive.
Yeah. Like the laser's going everywhere. She's blocking her hand. Her hand's getting lasered. And then finally... She just like literally breaks her heel.
She like breaks her heel, rolls her ankle, and basically runs out the window.
She ran out of like a 5-story window, and that's how she died.
And she flunked her head on a windshield.
Oh, and that made me laugh.
It was such a funny sound too.
That made me laugh.
Shout out to the guys and the ladies who are doing the Foley work on this movie, like the sound effects, because they really sell the fun.
Yeah, I wonder. That'd be such a fun job to have, to be like the sound cue.
Oh,
like the sound, what is it? ADR.
ADR.
Yeah, where you're just like stepping around on like pine
Oh
cones
no,
or whatever.
that's Foley. ADR is after dialogue recording. It's like additional dialogue recording. So if you ever see in a movie like if a scene's not working or they need to make something make sense, and they're showing someone on camera and the voice is off camera, and it's usually like fast.
Okay, then what am I talking about?
Foley.
Okay, Foley.
No, like, so if like you're like, oh, we need to get this plot point across, just have someone come in and record this line, and we'll have someone, like, the camera cut away to this other person, we'll have them say it off camera. That's ADR. Foley is the sound effects.
Okay. So the reason why we're talking about this is because the new one's coming out.
Oh, I did have one more, the death I liked from the fifth. It's the guy in the pool who gets his, like, asshole sucked all the way out and dies.
Yes, that was a good one.
That is such a horrible way to die.
So horrible.
Like, you see, they like see that they may have his body compressed like a soda can.
That's a good one too. I think the falling out the window just made me laugh so hard.
No, that one's just like
so I really like that one.
It's
I
a
think
dumb
that's my
physical
favorite
comedy.
one. And I had forgotten the ending of the fifth one, so I kind of like that it circled back to there. Which you'd think, oh, that's the perfect way to end it, but oh no.
There's a whole nother thing with death.
How do you feel about this sixth one coming out? Because we're gonna see it. We're gonna see
We'll do a little update. We'll do like a mini pod update after the movie.
But yeah, so this one I feel like is gonna circle a little bit more. Obviously, the trailer makes it sound like it's like the origin story. Like, how did this even happen?
It feels like we're getting like a lot of lore,
Yeah.
like a lot of backstory we maybe didn't get in other movies, and it's gonna be like not related to like the cast, other than they'll mention the plane exploding.
Right. But it seems like it's called Bloodline, so they're gonna go down like, oh, I think somehow all these people are related.
It is, yeah. So it's a fun concept. There, from the trailer, we can see there's this like New Year's Eve party or something, and these people are partying
in the Seattle Space
and like
Needle.
the Space Needle, and like the glass floor breaks and people die.
That never really actually happened, right?
No.
Then why'd they take place there?
Because this is
I mean, it's a
fun
world.
hypothetical death. But
did we just burp at the same time?
Yes.
That's a sign.
We're both gonna die.
Ben, you're gonna die by burp.
Yeah.
No, I've actually been having crazy
Burp.
fart mode for the past.
Ben, did you just say you've been having crazy fart mode?
Oh no, that means Ben's gonna get his asshole sucked out of the
Ben,
pool.
don't go in your shower.
Yeah. Oh, Ben also has a pool at his apartment complex,
Oh
so
my
do
God.
not go in there, Ben.
Don't go in there. We're saving your life.
Yeah.
I can get my ass sucked for.
Ben said he gonna get his ass sucked for free. Sign me up.
Well, it probably feels good at first, but then it's like too much.
Yeah, like you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but real quick. So this woman, this is like in the 60s, I believe, is like from the context clues. It's like in the past.
Yeah, the beehive.
And so Death finally, I guess, is been busy killing all these other people for these other movies. So it remembers, oh, I need to kill this woman, but she's an old lady now.
Yeah.
And she's had kids, and her kids have had kids.
Yeah, I've only seen the trailer once, and it looked pretty bad. But I was just like, "Fuck it, I want to see it."
So Death is like, well, I got some work to do, so I'm gonna kill this whole family.
Yes,
And
yes, and I hope it ties
the
all
idea.
in together.
Yeah.
I'd like a very satisfying tie. But you were saying you're like, I hope this movie isn't about trauma.
I do. I
I hope this movie isn't about trauma because I've never had trauma, so I can't relate.
Well-
The only thing I get upset about is when someone eats my McDonald's fries.
That's my trauma. Because if you notice, in all the other movies of this franchise, no one is complaining about their fucked up childhood or like their emotionally distant partners. It's just fun death.
Well, we shall see. I have a feeling it's going to be about some sort of trauma.
The real monster.
The real monster is trauma.
No.
Okay, if you were to die Final Destination style, it would be us driving, you realizing that there's mayonnaise
On a burger.
on a burger,
Yeah.
you slamming the car, and because you slammed the brake, it scared someone on the street, and they went, oh, 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 and then ran into a pole behind them, and then the pole would get knocked over, and then right next to that pole was like a fireworks shop, and so the pole would land on the fireworks shop, it would start exploding, and then someone walking by would happen to be carrying a bunch of matches.
Yeah.
And then the fire would get on the matches, and you'd be like, that person would be like, oh my God, these matches are all on fire. Throw them.
Yeah.
And then you come out because you realize, oh wait, that wasn't mayonnaise on my burger.
Yeah.
It was just a napkin inside of it.
Am I,
And then a truck comes and
it
hits
hits
you.
me. Okay, so all this is happening to me.
Okay, what's my final destination, Death?
Yeah, no, all this exact thing happened to me. This big pile up, the truck, after hitting me, veers off and explodes, sending a tire miles away to your house where you're on the toilet, and this comes
Why am I on the toilet?
You know why you're on the
No,
toilet.
I'm not.
You always be on that toilet.
I do not always be on that
You
toilet.
always be on the
and
toilet.
why is this tire going through a roof?
It's very funny because the force with which it was launched sends it flying for miles, and it comes in this arc, and it comes crashing through your roof, crushing you on the toilet.
Well, before that happened,
that's how-
when you got hit by the truck,
Yeah.
you got smushed, but the only part that wasn't completely obliterated was your ass, and it's like up.
Yes. I died with my ass in the air.
Your ass is in the air. Your pants fell down somehow.
Yeah, because that was really funny. Because that was like how the fifth one ended. Mm-hmm. You had like this one other character who wasn't on the plane. He's like in this bar, and we know the plane is already exploded. And he's like, and the guy's like, "Death's a bitch," and he's like, "Yeah, huh?" And then plane tire comes crashing through the roof and smashes him. And then we go
That's
to the
so
credits.
funny. It's so funny that I took a improv class with the final girl in the
Yeah,
fifth one.
she got cut in half by the plane's wing.
Yeah, I asked if she wanted to do the pod, and she never responded to me.
Well,
It's
she died on the way over.
She died reading that message.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I remember her in 101. She sucks.
And she like has this disgusted look on her face, and she walks out into the street and gets smashed by a car.
Oh my God. It
And
all makes sense.
And if you hadn't messaged her, she'd be looking up.
Wow.
I know. Sad.
Death is upon us. Death. You can't cheat death.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, you know what you can't cheat? Not subscribing to our channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just smash that subscribe button below if you're on YouTube, or follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify to get more of your daily dose of horror by your dumb, hot friend and your smart, autistic enemy. Because they're your enemies.
I am your enemy.
Yeah.
Rest assured.
Rest assured. All right, we're going to go see Final Destination 6, and we'll let you know how it goes.
And we'll come back with a ranking later in the week.
Bye.
Bye.